What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the new Amy Adams film, Nocturnal Animals. Nocturnal Animals stars Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Aaron TaylorJohnson, and is directed by, if you'd believe it, the fashion designer Tom Ford. Ford also wrote Nocturnal Animals, and this is his second film which he has directed and written, the first being A Single Man starring Colin Firth. And I have to say, for someone that came into the business with no film experience, he has made an extremely stylish and beautiful movie in Nocturnal Animals. His direction is very quick and sharp in many scenes. The cuts are hard, but they work very well in every scene that they're in. I will say there are a couple editing moments that I didn't necessarily agree with, where there would be shots that felt a little too fast, but they were never anything that really hurt the film, just small little edits here and there in suspenseful sequences that I thought looked odd. But his direction throughout this whole movie is really, really beautiful. I would put this movie in the same type of category as like a Nicholas Winding Refn film like Drive or Neon Demon, because it's so stylized, everything in this film is. But unlike those films, it's grounded in realism. Those movies, very many of Nicholas Winding Refn's movies, have strange undertones of more mythical ideas, but this movie is very, very grounded in reality, and that's what makes it so thrilling and so terrifying, really, in some scenes. This movie, for me, is scarier than most horror films because it puts characters in real situations that could actually happen. One of the scenes in this film is the most tense I think I have ever been watching a film. It is filled with all of this suspense from all of these characters, and no one in the theater, if you're watching this movie, has any idea what's going to happen. I know that I was utterly riveted by this entire film, and particularly one scene that I could pick out was so well done, because it built such a perfect amount of suspense and gave you the perfect amount of a payoff. Now, if you've noticed, I didn't really give a description of this film, and that's because I went into this movie knowing basically nothing about the story, and I think that that's how everyone should go into this film. It's got a very intricate and sort of engrossing story that it's kind of impossible to not immediately be pulled into. You really want to see what's going to happen to these characters. You want to see where their stories go, what each character decides to do, because deep down, this movie is about choices. It's about the decisions that we make in our life based off of who we are, and that is what makes this movie so amazing. There's not a single scene in this movie that is wasted. That's thanks to the phenomenal script, but also just amazing performances from everyone in this film. Amy Adams is super good in this film. I don't know if she's quite as good as she was in Arrival, but to be fair, it's kind of ridiculous that she has two movies this good come out in the same year, within like a month of each other. But she's phenomenal in this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal, dear God, Jake Gyllenhaal is one of the greatest actors in Hollywood right now. I honestly think he could get an Oscar nomination for this role. I would assume it would be for supporting and not lead, but either way, he's phenomenal throughout this film. Michael Shannon is always great, and he's great yet again in this movie, but the one performance that really struck me is Aaron TaylorJohnson from Kick-Ass. He is really great. And I think in every movie he's done, he's never really proved himself to me. I enjoy the Kick-Ass films. Savages was okay. But this movie, he showed that he can act. He is very good. He's very sinister in this film. Very dark. Like an extremely brooding, but also sort of cocky performance from someone that's very messed up in the head. And I loved him throughout this film. The only thing that I will say about this movie that kind of caught me off guard, that I understand the narrative relevance of the scene, but I think it's a little jarring to start the film, is the opening of this film. The opening is extremely graphic. I'm not going to give away what it is or anything like that, but all I'm going to say is maybe don't watch this movie with your parents. I'm going to give Nocturnal Animals an A+. I am very pleased to give my second A+ to this film. Arrival deserved it. Amy Adams is killing it this year. And if you enjoy suspenseful thrillers, check this movie out. It's one of the most suspenseful movies I've ever seen in theaters. Every single person is gripping their armrests. It's so good. It's so well directed. It's amazingly written. And I have to say, I will definitely be purchasing this film when it comes out in Blu-ray because I had such an amazing time watching it. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this review, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of Nocturnal Animals, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and I hope to see you guys later.